Okay, so this is where I am currently with the, I don't know if it's making a new sandbox or converting the old one, but this is where we are right now. So basically, I'll try and go through this as quick as I can. We've got three nice little menus here. There's space for a fourth one. I might do like an RP menu, but I'm not sure just yet. But anyway, so everything's been divided into basically these three menus. So all the stuff you're used to getting, so like environment, clear sector will clear sector. Random sector is still one of my favorite. It makes a random sector, so you haven't got to worry about decorating it. It pretty much just makes a random sector for you. Again, clear sector, pop, makes that go away. If you want to make something a bit like a siege, there's an added one in there which makes random bases, which will stick a little selection of bases in there for you. You can also do basic features. This is to paint your own stuff or to change a specific area however you want. The advanced sort of environmental tools are here, so you can make it derelict, you can make black holes, you can make wreckage, you can make ugly looking planets, and you can place relays, as well as removing all of those. At the moment, this sandbox doesn't need any mods to run, and it only needs to actually have the server with the mission file on it. And what I'd really like to do though is add in some really cool planets like Earth, Mars, maybe Jupiter, and some others. But to do that, it would mean that every client would need to have a copy of the sandbox on. So I've not decided whether to do that yet. So this kind of planet, it's cool. It's a bit ugly looking, but considering only the server needs it, that's kind of cool. Xenos, you can choose from the classic ones as well as the new ones. Game objects are objects like game objectives. So you can have collectibles, escape pods, you can put nav points in, you can make jump extraction zones and that kind of stuff, as well as making them go away. An interesting thing that's added on this one is this is a multi-ship sandbox. If one of the player ships gets blown up, it automatically spawns escape pods in the location they were at last. So that's kind of cool. It does that automatically now. You've also got a selection of pre-made areas, including a blank area. Good thing about going to a blank area, it tells you transitioning to a new sector, so that's kind of handy. So pre-made areas, what have we got? We've got the Elysium system, which is a 16 sector large solar system, which is a pretty important area for trade, with 2 ugly planets in it. It's got 1 black hole, which is kind of interesting because it rotates around. The Tarantis Gate, which goes to the Tarantis system, which is another big solar system. The heart of Tarantis is all messed up. It's full of gravitational eddies. Black holes appear and disappear and move. It's a pretty dangerous but cool place. That's also home to this region of space. Space's hardcore prison, if you like. You've got the Corilla Gate. Corilla is a really underdeveloped area. The reason being it's part of a neutron star, and which at random intervals releases bursts of radiation. And those bursts of radiation will redraw the nebulas on the map. But what it also does is if your ship doesn't have its shields raised when the neutron wave hits, it can push your ship around. It may even damage a ship. So because of all the damage and the problems that associated with that neutron star, that area is not really developed very much. There is a military presence there, but it's pretty slight. You've also got some small areas like Orland's Folly, which is just like a big nebula where pirates hang out. The Pergamon cluster is an area of very important, expensive resources, but the TAC and everyone else have been fighting over it so much, it doesn't really belong to anybody. So if you go there, you get in, grab whatever resources you want to pull out. You've also got a neutral Scaran trading post there at the bottom. Yeah, I'd like to expand this. I've got a new idea for a new system using the coding I've already got, where it's an area where the nebulas are actually dangerous to the ship, and actually going through them will deplete energy. That's not added yet. I'd like to actually put the Sol system in there as well, but that would involve making Earth and that kind of stuff. But that would mean that every client has to have a copy of the sandbox. And you can see the end game menu here. You have to actually press on really end game to actually end game there. Hostiles. You can now, this came up a lot, people wanting this before, you can just specify individual enemies. Well, now you can. Small, medium, big enemies, as well as a Scaran fleet or a Scaran base. Same with the Torgoth, small, medium, big, fleet or base. Arbonians, Scarans. The mixed ones, you get a fleet or a gate. The gate's another one that's kind of a fun one I'm kind of proud of. It will test to see how many player ships are in the area. and then at periodic intervals, enemy fleets will come through that gate. So you've got to destroy, if you find those, destroy those quickly. In other, you can add extra stuff which may be part of the plot. For instance, a hostile transport, a hostile cargo ship, or a Terran pirate. Make hostile is actually a command that if you click on a neutral or friendly, will make them hostile. Make unhostile does the exact opposite. If you click on a hostile, it makes them unhostile. Enemy wave, another really cool one. If you want something that simulates something like a level 5 siege, you can just put on enemy wave. It means that you don't have to worry about placing individual fleets. It just does it all for you. So, for example, let's do level 6. It'll approximate a level 6 attack, and it's all randomized, which is cool. If you want to get rid of them, you just mass delete, and that'll get rid of all the hostiles. AI is to allow you to alter the AI. I might move that slightly higher up the list because that's quite a long one. Elite is to give elite abilities. You've also got the friendly menu down here for putting down bases. Again, there's all the major bases there. You can place neutrals, Terran ships, which are those including the new Juggernaut, Zimni ships. You can also adjust the shields of anything. Actually, you can do that to enemies as well as players. And you can give rewards by clicking on a player and clicking on one of these. A new one to add on here will be the ability to give damcon teams if they're damaged. Comms is an interesting one. You can, for instance, when you're RPing and you're doing a mission, you might need a moment to quickly set something up. So you can tell ships to stand by. The interesting thing about that, not only do they get a little message that tells them to stand by, they actually get a little message here. So
stand by for sensor update.
A little bit of time to do whatever it is you're trying to do. There's also another couple ones there. Go to your jump gate for extraction or whatever, as well as dock. And lots of friendlies. Another one which is pretty cool is when you're doing a mission and there's stuff going on, it's exciting, you got to do stuff quickly. A lot of times I'll need to adjust the AI or do specific things. Well, I've got these little buttons at the bottom. So these are like the quick buttons. Blank, for instance, would take us to a blank area. This is some AI commands, tells enemies to chase bases or chase players. This will make an enemy surrender or make them unsurrender, as well as this allows the enemies and even neutrals and everybody else to it's arranged a bit like a pad. So you can tell them to go up the map, down the map, to the right, to the left. They can stop. You can change ships to be friendly or hostile, or stations as well. You can jump players. That actually jumps all the players. Or you can just press jump to jump individual item named objects. Oh, that's teleport. And delete will delete whatever you selected. There's also still a couple of key things up here. So D is for delete, J jumps selected objects, and P will jump all the players' ships. It's handy to have a delete on the keyboard because let's spawn sorry, I've got the worst mouse mat in the world. A mixed fleet. Pop. And you want to delete these guys. If you have to delete each time pressing this button, it'll take you forever. So just hold down the D key and just keep pressing on. Gone. Super fast. Yeah, so that's that. I've got some other stuff I want to put in there as well as this is a send comms message, which you can now send messages to individual ships, which is also super cool. Yeah, let me know what you think about it. Give me whatever suggestions you've got. If you really like the idea of having planet Earth and that kind of stuff on there, and you don't mind sticking a copy of the sandbox on multiple clients, then that's cool. Let me know that, and that's something we can do. Okay, that's it. Bye bye.